This is a very, very special place. Much love started here in the form of weddings, thousands over the years, and also the love that opened our hearts when we used this very hall for many of our celebrations. Etta is going to tell you how this all came about.
Thank you. You know, a number of years ago, almost 45 actually, from 1969, I had this desire, because music is part of my life. I love all kinds of music, and I just resonate and vibrate with all of it. And I said to my parents at the time, and I had little children, will you watch the children for just overnight? I want to go to Woodstock. So I did. And I had the best time ever. It was so wonderful. I didn't do any of the bad stuff. I just listened to the music, which I loved. It was so great. So I said to Roz one day, we were driving in the car, and I said, you know what? Let's make a big celebration before the country club closes. So she said, well, what do you think we should do? And I said, let's have a love-in. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Let's like Woodstock. And she said, well, I don't know if we should call it a love-in. So let's see what we think with everybody's minds put together. And that's how this turned out to be Festival of Spirit. And every one of you are extremely special to us. The fact that you walked into this hall, which is filled with love and peace and all the beautiful things, the fact that you brought with you the vibrations of love. It still is a lovin' to me, but it is Festival of Spirit. And we thank, there's so many people to thank. I sent a little note to thank some of the people, but maybe I forgot some, but that's okay. But right now, you are listening to Shenanda, and they are directly from Naples, and please let's give them a great big round of applause. Aren't they wonderful? And you're going to hear more from them very shortly.
And while we're giving applause, we'd like to call Carol Richards up. Surprise, Carol. She has been our angel here in Hollywood, and many, many events she sat with us patiently and lovingly to create these fabulous events. She created them as if she were making a wedding, and you know how detailed that is. And so, Carol, it's bittersweet, but we wanted you to have a little something from us to remember us by. And the memento says, live for the moments. And each one of you was invited to get a Don't Postpone Joy pin, weren't you? And now more than ever, we have to live for the moments and don't postpone joy. Carol, we love you. We appreciate you and your staff. Most of the staff has been here 5, 15, 20 years. And this will be closing at the end of April. It's hard to believe, isn't it? It's very, very hard to believe. So thank you so much for everything that you've done. Yes, please give her a hand. Thank you. We see so many familiar faces out here, many we haven't seen in quite some time, and it's a thrill.
It's a thrill. Oh my goodness, every time I saw someone walk in that we hadn't seen in a while, it was just made my heart pump faster and made me think how wonderful each and every one of you. I hope you're all meditating every day. That's the way. That's the way.
And now more than ever, the world needs what we have to offer, doesn't it? And you will be hearing about a new project in the future. And some of you at the end of the evening might even be asked, if you wish, to come forward and say, I meditate. What is it? I meditate to vote. That's the slogan, I meditate to vote. And you'll be hearing more about the campaign as time goes on. All of you got one of those little blessing cards, no? So write that on your heart as a signal that this is something special you have to offer the world, and that as you focus on it, it will grow and multiply. Is there anyone brave enough to share the card they got? Anyone? Okay, Mindy?
It says nobility. To have high ideals and to live true to them is to bring greatness into your life.
And she does, through her voice, her singing, her entertaining, those of us who know Mindy. And often she sings for us at the park. And speaking of the park, tomorrow night, 6 p.m., join us at Arts Park. Bring a chair or a blanket. If you've never been, give it a try.
It's Arts Park at 6 o'clock. Whoops. I don't want to lose these teeth now. It's Arts Park at 6 o'clock, and we will be there, and we will do meditation outside. It's really beautiful because you're with nature, and nature is God's creation as we are. So before we do anything else, I'd like to call up our 5 meditators here, if we could. Enid. Where's Nita? Is she outside, Russ? Russ, is Nita outside? Let's get her. Let's do. Hi, Russ. What?
Start without her.
Oh, no, we can't do that. We can't start without her. But I can tell you a little story. Another one, a short one, while Roz gets Nita. This organization is one of the most beautiful ones that you possibly can deal with and live with. And I remember the first time that I met Roz, I went to her house and she was doing meditation at home. And I had done many paths, my husband and Larry and I, many things over the years. But I found, as soon as I walked into Roz's home and heard the meditations that she was doing, my heart blew up, and I knew I found the right home. So, she's coming, Roz?
Yes, on the way.
On the way, okay.
Straight from India.
Right from India, that's right. Right from India. And you're going to see a beautiful celebration of Indian dance in a little bit. And so we're excited about everything that's going on here. Hello. Okay, kill time. I can't tell jokes, but okay. Tammy, you say something.
Good afternoon, everyone. Nice to see a lot of familiar faces. I actually do meditation with Roz and Netta at the Hollywood Library branch. I'm very excited to be part of a wonderful family, and I'm blessed and humbled to be here today.
Thank you. Ah, here she comes. Come, Nita. Okay. I will hand down the microphone. I'll start. The words that you will hear after the first sentence are words from our beloved Daddy Janky, celebrating her 100th year and going strong as far as we all can see. And these are some of her words. I am a soul. I am a point of living light energy. I am a soul. I have to experience this. The physical organs belong to the body, but the soul belongs to the Supreme Soul, to God. This awareness allows one to forget all other things. This is yoga.
I am peace. I am the eyes of peace. I see with kindness. Always remember your true and internal form of peace.
I am truth. I am the heart of truth. I embrace all. Where there is a true heart, it is open and generous.
I am happiness and joy. I am the voice of joy and happiness. I speak words of respect. Don't speak too fast or too much. Be clear and essenceful.
I am love. I am the ears of love. I listen with understanding. By sitting in silence, we are able to develop the power of concentration.
I am a thought of purity. I transform the atmosphere. Let us now repair our hearts with peaceful and positive thoughts.
Shanti. And you heard those values. They are the values of the soul. The soul is made up of 5 parts, as you know, and most of us in Roz's and my class know that. It is truth, wisdom, peace, love, and purity. And Enid is certainly joy, and you certainly are peace, and you certainly are love, and you certainly are purity. Thank you all. Beautiful. Om Shanti.
So it's with great pleasure and admiration that we are going to hear a few words from our beloved teacher, director of Brahma Kumaris of Florida, Sister Veronica. If you'd start coming forward from the back. Many of us have studied, learned, and loved Sister Veronica for over 25 years, and that's a long time. And Etta and I feel that her every word is a gem. So listen carefully, write it on your heart, and take some of this wisdom. Many of us travel to India. As a matter of fact, the blessing cards you got were hand carried from India just last week. And so we consider this not only to be our personal living room, but also a free trip to India. How do you like that? Everybody likes something free. In introducing Veronica, I like to say that she lived with the president of our university, Daddy Jenke, for about 8 years, at which time she was sent to Tampa just for a month to open up a center there. And it's 35 years later, that 1 month has extended pretty long. And after she gives us a little bit of her wisdom, she will share meditation, and then we'll have a song, and then we'll have more music and meditation. So, without wasting any more precious time, please give a warm Hollywood welcome to Sister Veronica, all the way from Miami, all the way from Ireland via Miami.
Thank you, Roz. Thank you, Roz. Thank you, Etta. This is beautiful to observe. Big thank you to the band as well. And of course, we're going to hear from them a little bit later. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, we could take time and ask all of you what drew you here. The BBC is doing this program, I just heard about it the other morning, every now and again, very early in the morning. On NPR, they have some broadcasts that come from the BBC. And there's a lady doing a program, and it's in various parts of the world, in in Holland, in England, in New York. And the only question she's asking people is, where are you going? That's it. That's the whole program. Where are you going? And it is amazing what ensues as a result of that. Do you ask yourself the question, if somebody asked you, where are you going? Are you going to say you've arrived? Are you going to say where you're going in terms of the rest of the evening? Or will you look at it in a grander way with the thought of, the lifetime's journey and the intention? We're supposed to be celebrating, right? And so we have the music, we'll have dancing, and then it would seem to me that even a story might be appropriate. And this story I like very much. And it's about a colony or a race of beings that lived in the water, in the river. And it was a very beautiful river which just did what rivers do and kept flowing. And these creatures lived on the riverbed. And they hung on for dear life to whatever twigs and rocks, etc., that were available to them. And this was their modus operandi. This is what they had been taught. Part of that teaching, which was inherent, was to resist the current and to cling for the sake of dear life. And this they did. Do you recognize that? You're not clingy, are you? You don't resist, do you? So anyway, one day, as inevitably there is one day, one of these creatures, she decided she was bored and that the clinging was no longer enough. And she was going to let go. And she had a trust that the current knew where it was going and that she would go along too. And of course, when she told the rest of her troop that this is what she was going to do, they were horrified, and they tried to change her mind, and they told her that she would be hurt, she would be damaged, the rocks would kill her, etc. But she didn't pay attention, and she let go. And sure enough, she was hauled across the rocks, and she was damaged, but inevitably